When you think of violent sports, you usually think of boxing, MMA, the UFC. Maybe you think of things like hockey or football. Now, when I think of violent sports, I always think about basketball. Not because basketball is necessarily violent, but because I've seen a lot of violence break out on basketball courts in my day. A lot of people get shot, jumped, you name it, at basketball courts. But I think it's safe to say that when you think of violent sports, the last sport that comes to mind, literally probably the last sport that will ever come to mind, is rowboating or rowing or whatever the hell they call it. No one really cares about this sport, but it exists. Anyways, leave it up to 2024 to turn rowboating into one of the most violent sports we have ever seen. Because during a race in Oakland recently, a rowing team full of teenage boys was competing in this race. And out of nowhere, as they're rowing and rowing and rowing, shots start breaking out. And you can hear the whistle of the bullets, and you can see the splashes as the bullets hit the water. And it literally looks like freaking D-Day. It looks like a scene from Private Ryan. A group of like 15 and 16-year-olds rowing for their life as bullet shots break out. And everyone just pretends like nothing is happening. Let's go ahead and roll the clip. Like, why aren't people freaking out? Maybe the kids don't even register that those are bullets flying past your heads as you row this boat. I don't know if the opposing team hired an assassin. I don't know what type of sicko was out there in the park opening fire on those kids. Maybe this is just a new update to the game. No one really watches rowing. Maybe they had to, add a little bit of excitement. Or maybe this is just the Oakland Olympics, There's the rules are a little bit different when you're in places like Oakland. Let's just say that. But yeah, I'm just sitting here watching this like, what in the hell? But then again, as I said, it's 2024. Expect the unexpected. When you see something, no longer get surprised, because you can't waste your time being surprised by anything, because the next thing you see will be even more outrageous than what we just saw. But to give you all a little bit more of a backstory of whatever the hell transpired here, let's go ahead and roll this news clip, and then I'll be right back with more thoughts.
At 5:30, shots fired during a rowing competition in Sacramento, and a young team based in Oakland was racing at the time. KTVU crime reporter Henry Lee live tonight here in the newsroom after speaking with a parent of one of the rowers. Henry.
Yeah, Mike, the last thing these teenage boys expected was to come under fire in the middle of the water, and it was all caught on video. These teenage boys from the East Bay were rowing in a race on the Sacramento River when, without warning, this happened. Someone fired at least 3 shots that landed near the team. You can see splashes from bullets in the water just a few feet away from the boat.
I was pretty shocked. I think all of us were. It's horrifying.
Fred Ackerman's 15-year-old son was among 9 boys on the boat. Their team, the Oakland Strokes, was taking part in a regatta in the Sacramento River ship channel on April 20th when the shots rang out.
It was maybe 10 feet. It could have been closer, could have been a little bit further away, but it was too close.
Luckily, no one was hurt. A motive unknown.
No one saw the shooter. There were dozens and dozens of people. There were boaters or people fishing. There were people walking along the path. And the police don't even know where the shots came from.
West Sacramento police are investigating. The high school-age boys on the boat are part of the Oakland Strokes, which compete in local, state, and national races. They practice 5 days a week. They're based at the Tidewater Aquatic Center in Oakland. They're certainly aware of the violence in Oakland, but never expected to get shot at while racing out on the water.
No parent should give any thought to sending their child to a sporting event, to a concert, to elementary school, and think, my child might get shot today.
Now, video of that shooting was caught by a woman whose son is also on the team. Quite understandably, everyone is shaken, but grateful no one was hurt. Anyone with tips in this case is asked to call West Sacramento Police. Live in the newsroom, Henry Lee, KTVU, Fox
Yeah,
News.
let's hope those tips come in. Too close of a call there along the Sacramento River. Henry,
If you ask me, everyone, I know I was joking at the beginning of this video, but everyone is acting a little too nonchalant about this situation. Like, all of your kids are extremely lucky to be alive. And you're just like laughing it off. No, someone is literally dumping off shots at these teenage kids as they participate in a rowing race, of all things. What type of person would do this? And then better yet, why aren't y'all more like focused on finding the guy? I would not be able to sleep right at night knowing that there's someone out there sick enough to do this. Of all things in the world, this is really creepy. And the fact that the park was packed with people and no one sees a guy sitting here dumping off that many shots. And understand that that's just the portion that we saw on video. I'm sure the shots started ringing out before they started recording. But as I was saying earlier, I mean, is this what they have to do to spice up the sport of rowing? You know, if we're going to start adding things like this to the Olympic Games, all of these other countries beware. You may be able to beat us in ice hockey and curling and stuff like that, but you're not going to beat us you're not going to beat America in evading mass shooters, okay? That's one thing we got down pat over here right now. So you might want to stick to all of those other sports, because rowing for your life as shots break out in a public park, that's something that kind of, you know, it's kind of unique to America right now. And I'm glad that these boys were well equipped to handle this because no one got hurt. But in all seriousness, stories like this, it really makes you worry about civilization as a whole. And it makes me feel like almost as if some people are kind of getting too comfortable with things like this happening. The lack of urgency to find the person responsible, the fact that this isn't a big news story, that's kind of worrying as well. One half of me, or a part of me, is wondering, like, is this even real? What in the hell really just happened here? But yeah, this is what's transpiring in Oakland. If it's not already happening in a city near you, it probably will. You may not have teenage kids out there rowing around your neighborhood, but I guarantee you, you got people out there dumping shots at innocent people for no reason. And, you know, it just goes to show, it's just further example of the type of crime we're dealing with. Crime has reached an all new level. Obviously, attacking people, shooting at people, and doing stuff like that, it's never a good thing. But at least, like, back in the day when I grew up, when I was growing up, there was at least like a rhyme and reason behind things. Like, hey, maybe you're shooting at someone because of past beef. Maybe they owe you money. Maybe there was something there. You know what I mean? Like, at least there would be a reason. Maybe not what you would call a valid reason, but at least there would be a reason, a cause to the chaos. Now there's no reason. There's no cause. It's just chaos for no reason. There's not a single reason why someone would be dumping off shots at these kids as they participate in a rowing race. Yet it happened. And the scary part is that nowadays there's no motive behind why people do what they do. They just do it. And that's the scariest thing to me. Because I'm someone that, not all the time, but usually I think out things, you know, like if I'm going to go walk up to the kitchen, there's probably a reason why. Probably because I want a freaking tuna sandwich. You get what I'm saying? There's a reasoning behind everything. And even back in the day when there were crazy things would pop off, there would be reasons. There would be triggers that led up to these moments. But now it's just people just wake up for no reason. No, just nothing. Just, we're just gonna go out here to the park and shoot at some of these people rowing in this rowboat today. It's crazy. But let me know your thoughts about this down in the comments below. While you're down there, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe, and I'll talk to you all soon in the next one.